Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video. Thanks for tuning in. Got one of these Sony, I think it's an Ultrabook. It might have been Ultrabook, it might not be. It's a nice Sony laptop from around about 2011 time, I think. It's got Windows, it had Windows 8 on it. I've got Windows 10 on it now. But several months back it started playing up. And when you turn it on, the keyboard's acting up. It's just putting all twos up across the screen when you're trying to do the password. Quite annoyingly. And even when you plug in an external keyboard, you still get problems. It doesn't recognise it. Sometimes the touchscreen doesn't work. It seems to be quite erratic. Before we have a look inside it, because I thought we might try and disable the keyboard to get an external one working, let's have a quick look around it. It's a standard Sony VAIO 19.5 volt input. Got two USBs there, one's a fast charge one by the looks of it, probably USB 2s. On this side you've got an Ethernet port, VGA, HDMI, memory stick, Pro and SD dual slot, and a headphone socket. And that's it. And you've got three lights there, hard drive, wireless, battery. For a guess that'll be the battery there, and that'll probably to access the memory. And on the top here, this is a touch screen like I mentioned before. You've got a nice keyboard there. I don't think it lights up, I can't remember. Assist, Web and VAIO, the usual things you find. It's an Intel Core i3, probably first or second generation. I was using it as an auto key just for doing research on. Let's turn it on so you can see what I mean. Battery still works on it. It's, sorry about the mess, I'm in the middle of making another video, which is often the case. I'll skip through this in editing. Here we go. It's been a long time actually since I've turned this on. There's probably going to be a million updates for it. While there still is updates for Windows 10, because that ends this year in 2025. So I turned it on the other day, but before that I hadn't turned it on for months because of the keyboard issue. It's quite annoying. It seems to be common actually with these. I've been looking them up on eBay over the last year for a keyboard, and a lot of these come up with keyboard issues. So I don't know if it's just a breakdown of the membrane in the keyboard itself, or maybe a bad connection. You never know, it could be simple. But I've noticed with this computer, it seems to open up on the back. I've not found the service manual for it, but we'll fumble our way through it and have a look inside and see if it's an easy fix. Because it'd be nice to carry on using this with it being a touchscreen. It's quite handy. It's not letting me put anything in, but we'll just wait for it to load because I think it's still trying to load. It's the problem with these older computers; they do take a bit longer to load. The hard drive LED there still going. Don't think I ever put an SSD in this. I think it's still got a mechanical drive. No, it's not working. Sometimes you can get access. It'll pop up and let you put some characters in, but it's not. Oh, here we go. It's going to work now. See, the keyboard pops up and down. It's weird. You can see it trying to get up at the bottom. It just flickers. It's quite annoying. Yeah. So yeah, let's open this up and have a look inside. Right, let's get this battery off. Weird idea this, I've never seen another VAIO do it this way. And there's the battery, VGP BPS 30, 11.1 volt, 4 amps. Well, straight away there you can see someone's been in here before. Might have been me actually. It's been a while. Now I think about it, I think it was me. So I tried to access the keyboard from here, that was it. So I thought I might unplug it from underneath. You've got the touchpad there. And I guess there's the lights. Just there, the LED lights at the front. Which must be that one. So I bet you that one there's the keyboard. Oh no, that's the mouse. Right, let's undo some screws, shall we, see what's in here. Oh, so I can get access to the hard drive. Well, that's handy. That's nice and easy to get to then. Got a 1GB stick of RAM there. I guess the rest of it's built in. That is a mechanical drive. Interesting. Two cables on each end. Can't see any other videos out there on this, so I thought we'd make an interesting video. Somebody else out there's probably having the same problem. So the whole caddy lifts out. There's a total of 4 screws holding the hard drive in place. Well, there's the back of the keyboard. Small ribbon cable down there. I think I might have unplugged that by prying this open. I wonder if there's some screws under these rubber caps. Yeah, hidden screw under the rubber cap. I bet it's supposed to be rubber caps all over it. Somebody else has probably already been in here. So you do need to remove every single screw on the bottom of this to get it open. So see, we've got a date code on here anywhere. 2012 possibly. Not sure. So here we are, we're in. That's the inside of it. That fan's going to need some cleaning out. It's probably a good job I opened it up anyway, actually. There's your SD card reader. Guess that's the built-in Wi-Fi or Bluetooth. It's an M2 there. That could be the Wi-Fi actually. M2 slots. Actually, that M2 card is some kind of storage, and the card on the left is the Wi-Fi and Bluetooth combined. That's probably the Bluetooth. Screen connectors there. Guess that's the graphics GPU, and the CPU is probably under there. So which one's the keyboard? I think it's that one there. Looking at it, got some kind of switch there, reset switch. I don't remember seeing that on the back of the computer, but I probably missed it. Oh yeah, little pinhole there. I've never seen a reset switch like that before on a laptop. Battery backup there. So yeah, we'll unplug that keyboard then and see what happens. See if we can plug in an external one. Does it pull out on this one? Oh yeah, it just lifts up, look. And that can pull out now. So I'll pop it back together, put an external keyboard on it. Well, mind you, we can use a touchscreen, can't we? Don't even need to do that. And then maybe we'll clean that fan out. It's working still. Well, good news, it's still coming on. So the keyboard's disabled now, so let's see if the touchscreen will work. Mouse is still working. That seems to be okay now. But it seems to be working. So that's good. When I get this brightness up in a second so you can see the screen better. But it's not put any characters across anyway, so that's good. That's what it was doing. As soon as you hit the area there, we'll put characters up. There we are. You should be able to see that a bit better now. So there you go. That seemed to work. So that's good then. Let's just see what the rest of the specifications is of this computer, because I can't remember. Hard drive space. So 300 gig hard drive. 44 gigabytes has been used. Hear that fan now, it really does need a good clean out. And there's the specifications. 5 gig of RAM, 64-bit operating system, i3 3rd gen, looking at it, CPU 1.8 GHz, 4.88 gigabyte usable for the RAM, because I guess it's shared graphics. Maximum screen resolution 1366 by 768. Intel HD graphics 4000 or whatever that is. At least you can adjust the brightness on this, because sometimes when you do the Windows 10 update on the VAIO especially, you lose the capability and we have to adjust the brightness. I was just trying to find out what the actual graphics card is, but I can't see anything there. Okay, let's get this fan out and give it a good clean. Might replace that thermal paste as well while we're here, because no doubt that's gone all old and crusty. Looks like we've got 3 screws there for the CPU heatsink part, and then at least 2 there. In fact, no. In fact, you know what? Is that on its own? Yeah, it's just these here then. Let's have a look. Yes, it is very crusty under there. That is it's dry. God, that's bad. So we'll give that a clean off and that. And look at the dirt on there, look. We'll give that a clean off and put some new paste on it and try and get into this fan to clean this out as well. No wonder it's so noisy. Just using a dry cotton wool swab for now, just to remove all that mess. A little bit of IPA. Nice mirror finish. God, there's a black mark on there. I don't know if it's actually burnt it. I wonder it actually worked. Never seen that happen before. It's almost, I don't know, is it corrosion? Feels very rough. Okay, next let's have a look at this fan. So I think just those 2-3 screws there, and the bottom should just drop off hopefully. Oh, a little clip there. Here we are. Boy, look at that. There was literally no pass through there. That's supposed to be a pass through where it sucks the air in. Or blows it out rather. Yeah, because it'll suck it in from underneath, won't it? And it blows it out the side. So I've got an old stiff paintbrush here that I use. Just going to get rid of that. There we go. You can see through that now. Looks like Geordie's visor from Star Trek. Just in case now, putting it all back together. And fingers crossed it all still works. And just look at all the dust that came out of that fan. So it's a miracle it worked at all really, especially with that dried on paste. Okay, time to get the CPU paste back on. I always tighten the screws up gradually on each side so the pressure is equal all the way around as it goes down. Before we go, let's have a quick look at the BIOS. One thing I do like about the SONY VAIOs is make it very easy to get into the BIOS. You just press the assist button and it boots you to the screen here. It looks like the touchscreen doesn't work in this mode. And as you can see, the BIOS is pretty sparse. No settings in here for security for Windows 11. So there you have it, the Sony SVT1312C4E. Those early model numbers certainly were a mouthful, weren't they? It's now up and running again. Now that I've disabled the internal keyboard, it's now letting me use the touchscreen again, and it's also working with an external keyboard, I'm pleased to say. So that breathes new life back into this old VAIO. Well, at least for the next 3 months anyway, because of course in October this year, 2025, Windows will be stopping support for Windows 10 and moving us all onto Windows 11, reluctantly. Unfortunately, this one is not compatible with Windows 11 as it is at the moment, but I'm sure there will be a workaround I'll find out about. And when I do, maybe I'll make a video about that for this as well, see if we can keep this machine working a little bit longer. because it's still quite useful. Well, I hope you enjoyed watching that with me. As always, thanks for watching, and until the next video, I'll be seeing you. And if you did enjoy watching this video, you may want to take a look at some of my other videos on similar themes. I'm always buying something on eBay, some more piece of technology, and trying to repair it. And as always, don't forget to like, subscribe and share. Thanks for watching.